Hello everyone, this is Dave Bumgartner, and today I'm going to show you how I was able to generate 3,500 Twitter followers in 30 days using a product called Status Brew. So let's go ahead and go into Status Brew, and I've already got an account set up. So when you set your account up, I just set mine up so that it uses my Twitter credentials so it can pull all my Twitter information in. And then what you want to do first is you're going to go ahead and go under your audiences, and we're going to create a filter. Now what we use a filter for is to set the criteria for the people that we want to follow. So the first thing you want to do is you want to set it for fast follow. What fast follow does for you is as you're following people, when you follow someone, it's going to remove them from the list and move the person below them right up to the same spot, so you don't have to move your mouse. You just keep on clicking until you hit your 115 user limit or 125 limit that Twitter allows you to follow so quickly, and then you just have to wait a few minutes to follow more. So that's the first criteria we set. The second criteria that we set is how many followers they have, and we've set this to about 2,500 users because quite honestly, if they've already got over 2,500 users following them, they probably don't need our help figuring out how to get people to follow them on Twitter. And then on this first page here, the last thing we want to do is we want to set the last time this person tweeted to about 15 days. And that's just because we want people that are active on Twitter and not people that just signed up for an account and never use it. So the next thing we do is we go to the second icon up here, which looks like a little globe. And we're going to set some demographics. So we're going to look for all profiles, all users. But right here, we're going to set it so that they have a profile image. We don't want to follow people that don't take the time to even put a profile image out there with their Twitter account. As far as time zones, I went ahead and selected all 7 time zones that are here in the United States and Canada. So once I get that set, then I select languages. I only speak English, but whatever languages you speak, you can select here. And then down at the very bottom, I do an exclude previously followed because I don't want to keep following somebody over and over and over again if I unfollow them at some point. So once that's all done, I go ahead and hit Save Filter and give it a name. And now over here under this little ribbon, you can see where we've got an MLM filter. So the next step is to pick our sources. And what a source is somebody who we're going to use as kind of like a template. And when we pull up that source, we're going to start following users that follow them because they're a leader in the industry. So let's go ahead down here at the bottom. We're going to add a source. And let's go ahead and add Ray Higdon. Most people that are involved with MLMs know who Ray is. So let's go ahead and add Ray Higdon. And now once you see you've got Ray's profile down here, the first step to getting your first 100 or first 1,000 people followed is you go ahead and choose your profile like so. And then once this comes up, you're going to go right up here and you're going to say, hey, I want all people that follow Ray. So now you've got your list. Come over here to the right, and let's go ahead and select that filter that we talked about earlier that we just created. And now it's taken all the people that follow Ray and narrowed it down to what our filter was. So now we just start the process of following users. As you can see, it just moves up right underneath my cursor, and I just keep clicking and clicking and clicking until I get to the point where, wait for it, still going, we get this message. Basically all this is saying is, hey, you've reached the limit of Twitter people that you can follow in a short span of time. As you can see, it's highlighted there. It says 120. So you just have to wait a few minutes and then go ahead and follow your next group of 120 people until you get all the way to the point where you have a total of 1,000 people followed for the day. And at that point, we can stop for the day. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do this for 5 consecutive days. At the end of 5 consecutive days, we will be following 5,000 people, which is our maximum. Each day after you follow your 1,000 users, you're going to have people that start to follow you back. So now I'm going to show you what to do when people follow you back to send them a direct message that has some content in it that provides value, and also just send them a welcome message. So we're going to go ahead and go under our audience here, and then click right up here and go down to automate. And what we want to do here is we want to set it up so that we get a daily email notification. And then right below that, you'll see where we have the welcome direct message. Now this is where you're going to provide your value and content. So you're just going to want to set something up, you know, if it's content you've created or content you've got from someone like MLSP. And if you see at the end there, each one of these has a link associated with it. And with that link is where they're going to get that value. So we want to create a handful of those. Then if we go down here, we're going to have welcome tweets, and we should probably have between 10 and 15 welcome tweets. And inside those welcome tweets, we're going to want to put this little piece right here that talks about the Twitter handle, which means it's going to specifically direct that message towards that person's Twitter handle. And then if we go down a little bit further, we want to mention one user per tweet. And what that does is it makes it more personable. Each person is going to be mentioned in those particular tweets. So then we just go down here and we have one more thing to do. We put this auto tag on, and what that does is it allows us to go back in later and look at all the different sources that we've used and find out where we're getting the most bang for our buck. And then once we're done with that, we just go ahead and click save and move on to the next step. And in my next video, I'm going to show you what to do when you hit that maximum number to go ahead and unfollow people so that you can continue to add people later. So look forward to that next video, and we'll talk to you later. Hello everyone, this is Dave Bumgartner, and today we're going to continue on the path to getting our 3,500 Twitter followers in 30 days. At this point, we've already followed 5,000 people, and we're starting to get followers that are following us back. So now what we need to do is we need to unfollow a certain number of people so that we continue to follow more. And the way we go about doing that is we go under audience, and once we're under this option, we need to check up here to make sure it says not following back. If it's not set to not following back, you're going to want to use this drop down and set that as your option. Now typically we give people 3 days to follow us back, but for this example, I'm just going to use 2. So you select 2 days, or 3 days actually, and it pulls up your list of people that you have followed that have not followed you back. And just like the follow process, we just start clicking unfollow. Now typically early on, you'll be easily able to unfollow 1,000 people and start following another 1,000 people in the process. Hopefully this has helped. This is the exact technique that I use to get to 3,500 Twitter followers in 30 days. And if you use these techniques, I'm sure you'll be able to accomplish the same thing. Thank you once again, and happy tweeting.